Hi, afternoon. God bless you guys. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you guys. Look, this is really amazing. God is really just ministering to me today, just about my own self and about a lot of things with me. This is author and minister Cynthia Middlebrooks Harrison. Getting ready to go run some errands, and I was spending a little bit of time down here in my office doing some editing and work, and just really wanted to jump on here real quick and just really talk about something that God just really ministered to me strong. I've been talking to a few people this week and, ministering to people. Sometimes I get to where I'm ministering people on Facebook behind the scenes a whole lot more on Messenger than I ever do behind any pulpit or writing any book, because people would kind of, when you've made a video, people will begin to inbox you certain questions and ask you certain things that they don't want to ask you out in front of everybody else. So I do a lot of ministering behind the scenes, one-on-one with people. And I know it causes me to grow because it causes me to dig in. And I was really just ministering to a few people about sight and vision and imagination. And God started ministering to me about my own sight, my own vision, my own imagination. And I was talking to this one particular sister, and she's talking about how she, doesn't feel elegant. She doesn't feel like she fits in with the elegant women in her church, or she doesn't feel like fits in with the crowd of people that's the in crowd, and it's like nobody really acknowledges her, and she feels oftentimes like she's misunderstood, and I was just listening and listening and listening, and then finally I just kind of stopped her, because what happened was God said to me, He said, listen to her. He said, because she's you a few years ago. She's you. So minister to her. So I finally just stopped her and said, you know what, sis, the Bible talks about the very situation that you're going through in the book of Numbers, the 13th chapter, when Moses sent the 12 spies out, and they came back from spying out the land, and of course they said, hey, it's giants there. And he said, look, we look, now we can possess. We can go up and we can possess, And so, but what happens was, what they said was so amazing. They said, the sons of Anak are there. They come from the giants. And they said, so we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight as grasshoppers. It wasn't so much really how other people saw them that was the problem. What the problem was how the Israelites saw themselves. And so I will say to you on today, it's not really so much how other people see you and what they say about you and how you feel whether or not you fit in with this group or fit in with that group, because, most of them are probably wearing masks anyway. Half of them are probably not even really living the life that they claim to be living anyway. They're like wearing this really, mask, and their life is just full of falsehoods. So, but really how you see yourself, women of God, and really this is a problem with women more than it is with men. How you see yourself, women of God, is really what the problem is, not how other people see you. And I know, because I always consider myself a tomboy growing up, and really still at heart I'm a tomboy, still at heart. But a lot of times I would say, wow, I'm not this, I'm not that. And God said, because that's not what I've called you to do. And you're not going to reach the same people they're going to reach, because I've called them to their personality to reach the people that they're supposed to reach. And I've called you to your personality to reach the people that you're going to reach. But see, this is the problem. This is what I want to get to today. This is the problem when you have that grasshopper mentality. It affects your imagination. It affects, which ultimately affects your vision. See, because there's a difference between having an imagination and having a 3D imagination. When I was in the Army, drafting was my MOS. So basically I was an Army architect. And sometimes we had these blueprints that we would give people for their tank range or whatever it is we were designing. And you can tell right away the people that have vision, that have 3D vision, versus people that have 2D vision. Excuse me. Because the people that had 2D vision, all they saw was what you put on the paper. They couldn't see anything but what you put on the paper. It was a bunch of lines and squares, excuse me, and rulers and dimensions and numbers. But the people that had 3D vision, they could see past the lines, the squares, and the numbers, and they actually saw the elevation blueprint. So you had 2 or 3 different blueprints. You got your flat blueprint, and you got your elevation blueprint that shows you what it's actually going to look like. Now, so you can tell a woman that has vision, because when you show a woman that has vision, a blueprint of a house, if she has a 3D imagination, she will already see the house up. She'll see the roof. She'll see the bushes in the front. She'll see the archway. She'll see the curtains on the wall. She'll see the pictures on the wall. She'll see the furniture placement. She will already see how you walk through the house, where the bathrooms are, how big this room is, because she has a 3D imagination. She can look at something that appears to be nothing, and she can see the vision in it. So see, when the devil gets you to see yourself as a grasshopper, he limits your vision, because see, your vision is directly attached to your imagination, because see, God gives you the vision. But it's up to your imagination for you to bring that thing to pass. You have to get the imagination to say, how am I going to make this work? How can I see this work? So your imagination is directly tied to your vision. And so you have to realize when you're dealing with stuff, the enemy comes because he wants to attack your imagination. He wants to attack your vision, because if he can get you to stay in 2D and you never see 3D, you'll never really begin. You only work on what you can see. Now, see, if somebody can show you the blueprint and you see it, but you don't see it until your imagination takes it off that picture and you actually see that thing. That's when you begin to work on it. That's when you begin to move in it. That's when you begin to operate in it. But as long as you stay in a 2D world and never get yourself outside and see a 3D world, you'll never really fully walk in what God has for you. And the enemy is relying on you to continue to see yourself as nothing. He's relying on you to continue to see yourself as not being a part of the crowd, misunderstood. You know what? Sometimes it's good to be misunderstood. Sometimes it's good to not be a part of the crowd, because sometimes God is actually hiding you from certain people because he don't want you to be involved in certain things. I had one sister to tell me, how do you stay out of church mess? I say, easily. I don't get involved with it. It's easy to stay out of church mess. I don't get involved with it. I stay by myself on a lot of things, and I know when to connect with people. I know when to sit down and fellowship with people. I know when to go to lunch with people, and I know when to shut myself up in my house, keep my mouth shut, and stay in the Word of God. So you have to master the art of knowing when to try to be involved with what's going on, because sometimes the things we're trying to be involved with, we shouldn't be involved with, and God is actually trying to keep us away from those things, because all those things are going to do ultimately is attack your vision, which is going to attack your imagination. And if you cannot see yourself having it, you can't have it. If you see yourself as a grasshopper, Pastor Mike Collier always says, sometimes my biggest enemy is my inner me. We're our own worst enemy. We can't get out of our own way sometimes to save our lives. And sometimes God just has to shut us down, push us down, and allow things to happen to us that hurt our little feelings, so we would get along in our own room and we'll really begin to seek him. And so what I really want to share with you today is, get outside of yourself. Learn how to see in 3D. Have a 3D imagination. So when God gives you a mission, when God gives you a vision, you can see that thing. You can when somebody show you a blueprint, you can see the house already built up. You can see the elevation. You can see the curtains on the wall. And that's when you're going to begin to work toward it. You won't work toward what you don't see yourself in. You have to already see yourself in the midst of the vision that God gave you. You have to already see yourself placed in it. You have to already see yourself operating in it. You have to already see yourself victorious in it. But if all you see are the obstacles that are going to come along with the process, if all you see are the sons of Anak, then all you're going to do is see yourself as a grasshopper, and then you're going to see yourself as, now your problems do become giants. The giants were not really giants until they saw themselves as grasshoppers. That's when their problem became a giant. So you have to make sure that you keep yourself in the right perspective, keep yourself in God, stay around people that motivate you. Don't be around somebody that's not going to motivate you and push you and compel you to go forward. You don't want to hang around that kind of person. Hang around somebody that's going to challenge you to be what God has called you to be, and is going to challenge you to move forward in your vision. So learn how to have a 3D imagination, guys, because your vision is directly attached to your imagination, because you have to be able to imagine yourself there. You will never begin to work on something that you really can't see yourself in. God bless you guys. Hope you have a good day, and we'll see you again soon. God bless you. Bye.